What's good, family? Demondre Douglas back with another Versus video. Today we have the battle of the budget smartphones. Both of these phones you can pick up for about $100 if you receive any type of government assistance, albeit food stamps, medical, etc. You can get one of these for free, and whether you're getting it for yourself, a child, or someone else, let's see which one is better, because you're going to run into both either way, whether you're at a store or on the street. Now, from the bodies, they're both plastic. This is glass. It is cracked. However, I want to note that this thing is a beast. It should not even be usable. So the fact that you can drop it down multiple concrete stairs and it still works, awesome. Unfortunate, but awesome. Here, I love the military utilitarian design. They could have kept the C5l Max on the back. This is the Max. This is the Blue View 3. Single camera setup on both front-facing camera. We're gonna power them on and run through some tests and see which one is the better buy. 2, 3, go. So both did vibrate at the same time. I'm actually interested to see which one will boot up first. You have track phone using Verizon towers on the left, and we have Gen Mobile using T-Mobile on the right. Both are taking a few moments to boot up. And the Blue View 3 wins that test by a good little bit too. All right. And now we're in, same wallpaper, same company. A lot of bloatware on both. Both come with TikTok pre-installed for some reason. Both come with quite a few games like Solitaire with Doku, just to let you know. However, in my test, you can uninstall all of those apps. These phones are freshly reset. They are on their latest versions of Android. Both are on Android 11. Allegedly 5.7-inch screen. Allegedly 6-inch screen. Next to each other. I think the View 3 looks a little bit more modern because the bezels aren't as big. Also, the screen quality is better. You're getting 720p and you're getting 480p. So, just know that. Alright, so I like to start off with the brains of the phone. I ran a Geekbench on both. And this shocked me, I won't lie to you. So as you can see here, the C5l Max scored a 350 on the single core. The View 3 scored a 140. That's a massive difference. That's almost double. Multi-core is a little bit more comparable, 797, which is shocking that you give me a single core of 140 and a multi-core of almost 800, which beats out the 700 over here. Interesting. As you can see right there, both of these are on Android 11, Linux 4. So this thing has 4 cores at 1.5, 4 at 2.0. This one has 1 core at 2.0, at 3 at 1.82. So that's a nice little variation there. I won't dive into the details of this, but for what is note, these are not indicative of the real world test in my experience. The GPU, however, is a different story. We ran the Slingshot and Slingshot Extreme on both phones, and you can see they were pretty much comparable. So the GPU inside both are about the same. The View 3 is a little better. So as far as processing power, the Max takes the lead, and as far as GPU, the View takes the lead. All right. Now, I ran a speed test on both, and I was quite surprised. Which one of these phones you think pulled down the fastest Wi-Fi? Both being on the same network, same Wi-Fi, same everything. I ran this test twice on Wi-Fi just to make sure. This thing pulled down 301 megabytes per second. It's about what my iPhone pulls down. That's definitely closer to 5G speeds. Both phones are 4G. The View only pulled down 40 megabytes a second. And this is Wi-Fi. This is T-Mobile Wi-Fi, 5G, unlimited. There should be no issue. I don't know why, but I ran it again just to make sure, and then I got a score of 38. And on here, we went from 301 to 235. But even the upload speed, 47 versus 97, that's a huge difference if you're trying to upload videos, files, any type of content. So I turned off the Wi-Fi on both, and I just turned on their respective LTEs. And as you can see, Verizon pulled down 86 megabytes per second. I ran it again and it pulled down 125, which is awesome for just the network. Over here with Gem Mobile, we pulled down 20 megabytes per second. I ran it again, it pulled down 16. So as far as network connectivity, the win goes to the Blue. As far as, they're both Blues. The win goes to the View. As far as Wi-Fi connectivity, the win is the Max, hands down. Way faster internet. We're gonna get into CPU-Z just to see some of the details. The box claims that this Max is 5.7 inches. And as I said, this is 6. When I go into CPU-Z, however, it says this is 5.46 inches. And you can see the screen resolution, 480 by 960, like we said, 196 DPI, 3 gigs of RAM. This is what sets this phone above most of the bottom tier budget phones. Is that extra gig of RAM. Really comes in handy. Over here with the View, 268 DPI. So that lets you know right there. Sharper screen, that's dots per inch. You're gonna get 3 gigs of RAM as well, 720p screen, and 5.99 inches, pretty much 6 inches. As far as screens go, wait there. The View has the better screen, hands down. The 480 in 2022, going into 2023, it's just not gonna cut it. Storage, they both will give you 32 gigs, both 3 gigs of RAM. Battery. The battery on here, on the Max, is only 2,000 milliamps. I'm gonna say it's like 2,200. Matter of fact, I have a box here. 2,000 milliamp battery. Shocked me. However, with the screen resolution being 480, it's comparable to a 720p screen with like a 3000 milliamp battery. The battery over here is 4000 milliamp, and it does well. They both do well. I would say the View 3 definitely gets more battery life. Standby time is great for both. All right, and so now we're going to get into these games and a couple apps to see which one performs better. Let me turn them both down. So I have a couple light games and a couple more demanding games. Real quick, we're gonna get into GTA 3. I tried to hit that button at the same time. I'm getting quick in there. So, spoiler alert, both phones will play this game just fine. I did notice some pop-in on the Max. Skip this. These are definitely, I mean, you know, these are not for gaming per se. However, if you do like to play a few games, or if you are getting this for a kid, they want to at least be able to play the game. And I can tell you, it will play almost all of the games on the lowest settings, period. The only game I really had an issue with was Roblox. Roblox was very choppy. I know people thinking like, Roblox? Yeah, Roblox is actually a very demanding game. But as you can see here on the Max, no issues, no frame rate drops, no stuttering. You get some pop-in, but I mean, that's to be expected. Over here on the View, it is, I can tell you, a better experience gaming, simply because the screen is bigger and it's 720p. However, I feel like the Max runs it a little better. Yeah, the Max definitely runs it a little better. I'm not saying that because I die. This just comes from me playing the game. Again, both are fine. Both will allow you to play most of the games that you want to play, albeit at low settings. You can still run them. So we have those 5 apps opened up, and we're going to keep them open for our RAM test. And so let's get into the speed test. I'm going to try to hit these buttons at the same time, guys. I am not perfect. This is just an approximation. Phone. Definitely the Max. Messenger. Max again, just slightly. Chrome. Max again. Google. I couldn't even tell on that one. You guys are gonna have to let me know below. Let's see. Navigate to Disney World. And we are already in with the Max. We're still loading up on the Blue, which is surprising. Another thing I noticed with the Max is, it'll try to get you to download the light versions of all the apps, like the light version of Facebook, the light version of Maps. That would probably definitely help. However, I had no issues running the standard versions of the app. So far, Max is kicking butt. You hold these up, see which camera will open first. Go. Definitely the Max, as you can see there. And I want to show you guys something. Now, if having a decent camera is a must for you, then you're definitely going to want to check out the View. When it comes to cameras, the weakest part of the View is the camera and the screen. Not the View. The weakest part of the Max is this 480p screen and this allegedly 8 megapixel main camera, which I do not believe is 8 megapixels. The reason I don't believe it is because they said the screen is 5.7 inches. It's not even 5.5. But I'm going to just take a picture for you guys so you can see. We have great lighting in here. So there is like, look at that. It looks so blurry. It looks like I have a smudge on my camera or something. However, it does not. It does a little bit better in outside daylight, but I had problems uploading receipts to Fetch because the camera simply was not good enough. So when it comes to camera quality, I mean, you could just see from the zoom in right here. When it comes, it's fuzzy. It's not sharp. This is way sharper. So keep that in mind. If camera is important to you, and screen is important to you, I would automatically go with the View 3. However, the Max is more powerful. So keep that in mind. That's a trade-off you'll have to make. Let's get into calculator. Faster on the Max. And I mean, I don't have to tell you the Max is a faster phone. You're seeing it. I hit that just a smidge too early. Calendar. I'm gonna set these down because I want to be as accurate as I can. Max. Photos. Max. YouTube. The Max. So far, this thing, the View is only 1.1. Settings. About the same, I'd say slightly faster on the Max. Solitary. For those of you who love to play solitary. And you can kind of see on the screen too, the green is darker. It's just a little bit richer. But again, that power kind of reminds me of like, this is an iPhone SE of the budget Android. Screen's dated, camera's dated, but the power is there for you to do what you need to do. It even goes home faster. And again, I freshly reset these phones, ran the benchmarks, and most of the apps were already downloaded on here outside of those at the top. Let's get into TikTok. I'm not a big TikTok fan, but whatever. That was about the same. You guys let me know in the comments below. Maps. which should technically, I was about to say, already be open from the Google Assistant. As you can see, the Max held it. There was a reload on the view. Home, drive. Let me know at the bottom. And lastly, clock. And Max again. So let's go back through these apps in this round test and see which one will hold it. I performed these tests before I filmed, so I kind of have a general idea. Just want to see if it will hold. Look, even the screens. I'm going to, like, they just popped in just now. Look at that. They're just now popping in. They're already in over here on the Max. That's weird. I actually never seen that before. It's a little disappointing. Look. All right. Geekbench. Reload on both. Max is in faster. Way faster. Moving around UI is pretty smooth on both phones. Definitely smoother on the right. A reload on the graphics test app. I'm not surprised. So far, both phones have reloaded all of the apps. We're gonna get into the speed test app. Reload on both, which to be honest with you, I'm surprised, because when I initially ran this test, the Max kept almost all the apps open, and it really surprised me. And the View kept almost none of the apps open, and that really surprised me, because I really like the View. Like, I want to like the phone, but in a lot of aspects, the Max is just better, save for screen and camera. Reload on both and force close, and that's actually the second time CPU-Z has force close. The first time it was on this phone though, so that just might be a CPU-Z thing. As far as RAM management go, neither phone is a powerhouse. I was expecting a little bit more from both. Reloaded both of the Grand Theft Auto games. So I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know if it's worth continuing. Let's see, these are the minor apps. And we did the big apps, so hopefully the little ones stayed in place. Reload on both, but it was very quick, but I mean, it's contacts. It's literally the phone part of the phone. Messenger, reload on both. And as you can see, it scrolls through pretty quickly. Google, reload on both. It should be noted, during these reloads, the Max is loading them up faster. We're going to get into Google. They actually kept Google. I mean, they're Google phones. I feel like that's the least they could do. Let's keep Google's own app. We had a reload with the calendar. Both. Cameras, let's see. So both actually kept their place with the camera. Very nice. calendar. Reload on both, however, they were both fairly quick. When it comes to the UI, I like how once I hit the recent apps button, I can just clear from anywhere. Like the clear all is at the bottom while I navigate through the tabs at the top. I like that it shows me how much RAM I have available. I dislike, and this is not just this phone, it's a lot of Android phones. I dislike when I have to scroll all the way over to hit that clear all button. It's convenient. Photos. Reload on the view. The Max kept them. We are almost done here. YouTube. Reload on both. About even. And what do we have left here? Settings. You gotta keep settings open. Wow, the view had a reload on the settings. The Max kept it open. I mean, it was fairly quick, but it was a reload. Solitary. Reload on both. When it comes to gaming, if you have a game open, you leave that game, I hope you saved it. TikTok. Reload on both. And which one's faster? You guys let me know below. I'm looking through the camera for the most part. Okay. And what do we have left? We have maps. Reload on both. I don't even think it's worth going through the rest of the apps. It should be noted, normally you would not have, or it would not be recommended for you to have this many apps open with either of these phones. Just wanted to try to kind of push it to the limit, see what I could get them to do. Both of these are solid budget phones. Me personally, I can tell the truth, I would pick the View. I would pick the View because it has a better screen. You look at the screen all day, every day. All interactions with your smartphone are through the screen. And it has a better camera, a way better camera. So I think I like the back better on this Max. I love that military look. But up front, the View looks a little bit more modern. The bezels aren't as big. I mean, they are slightly smaller. But the side bezels are definitely smaller. It's a bigger screen. Like I said, it's bigger screen, higher quality screen, better cameras. When it comes to the processing power and the RAM management, the Max wins. So if you are or consider yourself a power user, you're doing a lot of email, a lot of notes, enterprise type things, you definitely want to go for the Max. If you consume a lot of content with your phone, if you watch a lot of YouTube, TikTok, games, and you do any type of social media, I would choose the Blue. So those are the two. Differences. See, clear all, we're clear. Yeah. So I just wanted to open that camera one more time, just so you can see. Okay. take the picture and zoom in. I'm gonna switch to the main camera because I really want you to be able to see the detail in this. Let's see. It's harder to see the difference through the camera, but I can definitely see the difference. The colors pop more, and I mean, look right here. It looks a little faded. The wood looks more natural. The wood looks more natural. You can see the wood, and then look at the photo. And over here, it just looks washed out. It looks washed out. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but this photo looks like it was took with a full cell phone. Period. Like, you're not, like, the only way I would take a picture with this phone is if I had some information that I just desperately needed to remember. I would have no choice. However, it does get the job done. And the packaging for the box was quite nice. It came with a screen protector, as you can see there, and it came with the case. You're not gonna get that with the View. But you will get a better camera. Anyway, guys, my name is Demondre Douglas. This has been another Versus. I review everything here from iPhones to budget phones. We are not biased. Technology is technology, and we just want to get the best bang for our buck that we can. And in this case, I believe the View 3 is the better bang for your buck. But again, it's subjective. That's my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know your thoughts and opinions below. Do you own either of these phones? How do you like the experience? Would you recommend it? And lastly, what will you be upgrading to next?